Good morning. Hi, I'm Frank Messina.
Sorry, that's me. New computer.
Sorry? Okay. Hi, I'm Frank Messina, and I welcome you to the July 15, 2025 meeting of the Chatham Historical Commission. Before we begin, I have a couple of announcements that I have to read. Please note, this meeting is being recorded and will be available shortly hereafter for scheduled and on-demand viewing on any smartphone or tablet device. If anyone else is recording the meeting, please notify the chairman. Seeing none. Every effort pursuant to Governor Healy's March 28, 2025, signing of Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting General Law 3820 until June 30th, 2027. This meeting of the Chatham Historical Commission is being conducted in person and via remote participation. Every effort will be made to ensure the public can adequately access the proceeding as provided for in the order. A reminder that persons who would like to listen to the meeting while in progress may do so by calling the phone number 508-945-4410, conference ID 223-943-776 hashtag, or join the meeting online via Microsoft Teams through the link on the posted agenda. While this is a live broadcast and simulcast on Chatham TV, Xfinity Channel 1072, despite our best efforts, we may not be able to provide real-time access. I start to memorize that words and repeat it in my sleep. Okay, first action is a roll call. We had some reorganization of new members being reappointed, but let me just go right through it. Vice Chair Bob Lear.
Here.
Nancy Barr Clerk.
Here.
Stephanie Hamilton.
Here.
Sandy Porter.
Here.
Janet Tennyson.
Here.
Robert Stevens, who's absent. Robert Wilson.
Here.
We have a situation where currently and the chair is here. We have a quorum. We have two alternates at the present time, which will change after Robert gets appointed to a full term. And we appreciate, Sandy, you hanging in there. And Robert, appreciate you stepping up. We still have one alternate position open. I see more people here in the audience than we've had in a long time. So anybody interested in joining this august board, you're welcome. The pay is really very good. Okay. All right. So given this current situation, all members will be participating and voting. Just quickly, we have quite a long agenda. It's the chair's dearest hope that we end this by 12:30, because I have to leave. If not, Mr. Lear will continue the meeting. In addition to actually 11 different motions we have to make, we have some new business relative to reorganization of the board and appointment of the CPC representative. So we'll hold off on that so we can get this moving rather quickly. Before we start, relative to the agenda, just to move things even more out of order, 67 School Street, which is application 25021, 67 School Street, which is going to be heard in accordance with Chapter 158 and also in accordance with the Cape Cod Commission Act, a contributing structure in the National Register District. After the site visit yesterday with the design company, SV Design, they have requested that we have a continuance of the application. As discussed, I'm reading his letter. As discussed, we respectively request a continuance for the application of 67 School Street. The August 19 hearing would work well. Please confirm the receipt of this, which I'm sure we did. So 67 School Street is going to be put on hold, and I'm glad that the applicant is rethinking some of the changes being made to that structure. Okay, I'm going to go quickly.
Excuse me, Frank, we just do need to
Sorry.
vote.
Oh,
We
you
do
need a
need to
motion?
vote on that, yes.
Robert?
I move that the application for 67 School Street be continued until August 19th,
I'll second.
with the permission of the applicant.
Okay, second. Any questions, any comment? Members of the public? Thank you very much. Okay, we'll take a quick roll call. Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Okay. Okay, this is next application is 25015, 70 Sears Point. This is continued from our June 17th minute. By the way, from the agenda, while the applicant's coming up, we don't have the minutes. The minutes weren't distributed for the June 17th meeting, and we'll do it at our next meeting in August. All right. Hi, again.
Good morning. Leslie Schneeberger, Schneeberger Collective for Susan and Greg Shorten. Susan is online with us today, and also with me is Jamie Norcross. Jamie's putting together, I feel like I'm very loud, sorry. Jamie's putting together a filing for ZBA that is also including the Historic Preservation Incentive Bylaw that was brought up at the last meeting. I don't think anyone's done this before. We're navigating it, so any input anyone has would certainly be appreciated since the board has put that together, created that bylaw.
By the way, on the onset, I want to thank you for taking another look and a good hard look at it. So thank you. I'll say thank you again, but I want to get it up front so don't forget.
You're very welcome. Thank you for starting us off that way. If you don't mind, actually, Christina handed out to you a rendered 3D view of the house, and if I could use that to describe the changes from between the first hearing and the second. So we did talk about that the public view of this house is actually from the water, and so we thought it would be helpful to look at it from that perspective. So changes since the last application. We reduced the quantity of windows in the front portion of the house. There are 4 less windows, so at the dormer, where it used to be larger dormers, they're single window in the dog shed area, much more tall and narrow in the proportion of the style of the existing original home and original dormers, and then also 1 less in between, and one less window at each enlargement of the openings on the ground level on either side of the entry door. Also just addressing the window fenestration itself and the lights and the configurations of the muttons. We did not change that from the last filing, but they had been actually quite intentional in that the upper sash is still 4/3, which is exactly the proportion and size of the existing home's windows, so that has remained. The massing of the largest change since last time is the massing of the center of the new portion of the home. Listening to the guidelines and the requests to make sure that you can tell the difference between each portion of the structure, each generation of additions. We reduced both the gable portion of the house, the new gable portion has come in, the ceilings have come down, so the plate has come down, and then we stepped back slightly so that there's a clear distinction between garage, this portion of the house, and then the original home. What that also did, and what we worked very hard to do, was it brought the ridge down. So the highest point of the house is both the garage, actually they match the garage and the front original home. Now the current new proposed addition is 2 feet lower than both of those. At the entry, the new entry, we wanted to make sure it was subsidiary to the main entry that you see here. So we took away the pediment, the column, the side lights to really make it a secondary door to the house and a secondary entrance to the house, subservient to the front. The additional sheet that I handed out to you is a an altered rear end elevation, slightly altered. The dormer is extended further at the back. The owners really did, there's a push and pull between floor plan and spaces, and this really does help a lot for the floor plan on the interior, and so we are hoping that this could be considered as well. And with that, and with a large agenda, I will stop and take questions.
Well, again, I appreciate your understanding in terms of, where we were coming from. This is it's a lovely house and a beautiful spot, one of the best spots in Chatham from a street, not the streetscape, from a seascape, for those of us who sail past it. And I understand the changes that you had to make on the rear, relative to the use of the property. But the fact that you separated the original house, if you will, from the additions, and I gather you were able to make the transition from one part of the house to the other.
Yes.
And that's good, and I do appreciate that work. My only comment is that your work is not going to get done for another year, so our preservation awards are not into 2 years. So, anyway.
We have a long lifetime in patience.
No, it was a nice job. So anyway, that's my board. And let's go around. Robert?
Yeah, I looked at all the 5 major changes that you have done, and I think it's remarkable. You've done a great job to accommodate some of the suggestions, and we want to bring forward the importance of making the iconic house kind of the centerpiece.
Thank you very
So
much.
I think it's great.
Bob?
Was I close enough?
Leslie, I think I missed it when you described the changes you made in the west elevation from the prior last week until the 10th.
On the west elevation, there were 2, previously what you had, the dormers were separated. I suppose the one dormer running the back length of the house
Right.
had a separation, and we've taken that out.
Okay, I see it now, right. I agree with RP here that you've made some very positive changes compared to what we saw the last time, and I can certainly go along with it. I do have my common pet peeve. We have a number of pages which have the same denominations on them as an A2 and A1, or A2.1, there's 2 of those, and that makes it really hard when you're scoping through all these pages. You did a great job the first time putting the proposed and the existing proposed on the same page, but then it got
Confused.
confusing, that's all.
Makes us turn pages.
Sorry for the work.
Don't have enough space to spread
apologize.
this all around.
Nancy?
I'm just want to echo being extremely appreciative of your willingness, the owner's willingness for these changes. I have no problem with these plans. I think it looks really nice, and we can see the historic structure. Still losing a little bit of it, but that happens. And I also appreciate the final plan you brought this morning that shows the 3D view. I think it's all really helpful.
Great.
Thank you.
Janet?
I think it looks great. Thank you. It looks wonderful.
Thanks, Janet.
I can't believe all the wonderful changes you made. You really listened to us. Thank you very much. I have no problem.
Great.
Sandy?
Thank you, Sandy.
Nicely done. Thanks for saving it and for making the effort to take into consideration all our changes to you and the owners.
Great. The owners deserve a lot of appreciation.
I especially like that the kayaks are going to have their own place.
Important.
I mean,
is a
usually we get wine rooms, this is a kayak room, and this is a house that's going to be vacationed in.
Well, so I should say water recreation is very, very important to the family. They are boaters in all senses. And actually, to be honest, this is going to be their retirement home. So that's the main driver of these changes.
Well, that's nice. Well, I mean, it is, and we're very pleased with them and the investment they're making on this particular property, which is fortunately, and a number of us have spent some time there and with the previous owners, the Eckers. And I know even with the letters we've gotten, which are supportive of it, so good luck on that. All right, I think we've got a consensus here, so we could proceed. Robert, why don't you take it from here?
Just a preliminary question. We did find this property historically significant when they came before us for the garage, right? So we
Yes.
don't need to repeat that
Yes.
activity.
Reaffirm it, yes.
Okay. I move that the Historical Commission reaffirm its previous finding that the property located at 70 Sears Point is historically significant because it's in whole or in part 75 years old or more, and is associated with one or more historical persons or events in the town, and possesses architectural value in terms of its period, style, and method of construction.
Second.
Second by Janet, thank you very much. Any other comments from the public for or against the application? Do we have any letters? We do. 2 letters?
Oh, we do have one, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Another one. It's a long one.
say again?
They can be summarized that they are both in support, but they should be noted into the record.
Unfortunately, we've got to read them. Yes, boss?
Yes, yes.
Okay, quickly.
We have 2 letters that are highly supportive of the plans for this house. One is from Ellen Ecker Ogden, dated June 9th, 2025, and she is the daughter of the owner and builders, or the owners that had it, former owners, thank you. And the second letter is from Alfred Schofield on behalf of himself and Tony Guthrie, who are the realtors on the property when it was sold.
Very good. Okay, no member from the public wishes to speak for or against it? Roll call. Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert? The chair votes yes. Okay, one more.
I also move the Chatham Historical Society Commission finds the proposed work to be done dated July 9th and July 10th, 2025 will not materially diminish the historic significance of the building, and therefore the commission does not impose demolition delay.
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call. Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Thank you very much, and please convey to the owners our appreciation for their understanding, and thank you very much.
I definitely will. Thank you, everyone.
Bye now. Okay. All right, we're going to move quickly into a number of applications. Hopefully, we're not going to have problems with connections. 25018, 61 Elephants. Okay, guys. Yeah, right. Lane. This is a shed. This would be heard under Chapter 158, and also as a contributing structure in the National Registered District. This application comes under the category, it's easier to ask forgiveness than it is to ask permission. This is a fishing shanty in rather quite an historic area of the old village. And the applicant, are you here?
Yes, this is Ovid from Mudo Construction.
Yeah, do me a favor, could you just speak up?
Yep. Hold on a second, let me get this off of, how's that, better?
Better, but I'll have to live with it.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Give me a second here, I'm going to take it off Bluetooth.
Can you guys hear?
How's that?
That's great.
Okay.
Better.
Just quickly tell us what you did or what you want to do.
Well, on this shed in particular, I think the homeowner had something done with the closing in a window. We're just doing repairs on the roof portion of this.
Or you're
So
not the
we're just
owner?
gonna be No, the owner, I'm the applicant. We had applied for the permit. Now, the owner, I just messaged him. He said he's up now. That's Kyle Gould.
All right, well, we don't have to belabor the point. For the members of the public, what happened here is that there was a change made to a window in the shed, which was removed without approval. And at this particular point, my opinion, unfortunate. Quite honestly, if we would have done it the first time, we'd have told them to put a shade in, rather than removing the window to change it. But it's where we are. So, anybody have any issues or problems? Sandy?
No.
Steph? Janet?
No, he didn't know that he had to come for approval.
I didn't know the gun was loaded,
He didn't know.
but that's not an excuse. Yes, Nancy?
There is a letter. Do you want me to read it? A short letter?
Yes, quickly.
It's from Robert Velo at 47 Eliphamitz Lane. Dear Chatham Historical Commission, dated July 14th, we have reviewed the shed window removal at 61 Eliphamitz Lane with Kyle Gould, and we completely support the project and the work that has been done. I fail to see any historic element of this mid-20th century shed, and am frankly surprised we are even having this conversation.
Well, obviously, I
Second.
desperately disagree with the writer, Mr. Robert Valou. It is historic and has a lot of history in it, but neither here nor there. So I think we have a consensus on how to proceed. Bob, can you help us?
I hope so. I move that the Historical Commission finds that the shed located at 61 Eliphamitz Lane is historically significant because it is in whole or in part 75 years old or more and is located within a historic district.
Second?
Second?
Anybody wish to speak for or against it? All right, seeing none. Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. One more.
Historical Commission also finds the proposed work to be done, proposed work to be done, which has already been completed, will not materially diminish the historical significance of the building or the shed, and therefore the commission does not impose a demolition delay.
Second.
Okay, any comments? Roll call. Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert? And the chair
Yes.
votes yes. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Excuse
I'd
me.
just like to thank the board.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. It was also advertised under the Cape Cod Commission bylaw because they redid the interior, so it triggered that. So we just need to vote on that also, because it is a contributing structure in the old village. It was advertised under both bylaws.
Oh, did we just do both? No, we just do it. Sorry. Just so the public knows what's going on here. Even though one of his friends wrote a letter that's not historic, this building is a contributing structure in the National Register District. And on top of it, because of the changes he made without permission, he exceeded the 25% threshold for referral to the Cape Cod Commission. I don't think anybody's in the mood to refer this to the Cape Cod Commission, but we have to do a little homework here. All right, Bob.
I also move the Chatham Historical Commission finds that the shed located at 61 Eliphamitz Lane is a contributing structure in the National Historic Register District. And the commission finds that the materials presented at this stage showing that the proposed alterations do not constitute a substantial alteration to a contributing structure located in the National Historic Register District, and therefore referral to the Cape Cod Commission for review is not necessary.
I'll second.
Second, thank you very much. Roll call. Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert? And the chair votes yes.
I did say yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So just want to confirm, we can move forward with roof repairs now?
Good.
You'll receive a determination soon, a signed determination, and then once you're through the building permitting process, you're more than welcome to proceed.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Okay. 504 Stony Hill Road, 25019. This is to be heard in accordance with Chapter 158. This here is a a structure which falls under the category of why are we here? And it's, this commission has tried to lessen the workload for the public as well as ourselves in the town, and of course, that what an administrative review process. And we're making progress on it, but we're not there yet. As a result, you're here. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what we're doing?
Ken Murphy. I am representing the owners of 504 Stony Hill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and the board. My clients are here before you because they want to update the home that has been, of course, needs some updating with windows and clapboards and updating their roof. As you can probably tell from the site visit, some of the windows were dated, and they just wanted a more efficient home, and do a few little updates to bring it back to a more efficient place to stay in.
All right. Very simply, this is a property which is, there is no Form B on the property, which means our preservation consultant did not feel it was necessary that we do a review or
Correct.
locate it as an historical significant property. So it's kind of straightforward, except that it crosses the threshold relative to the age and the changes which were being made, which effectively is replacing the windows and doors, updating it.
Correct.
But it looks like everything you're replacing will be replaced as is.
Yeah, I mean, of course, obviously, windows are probably a tad bigger in certain areas, maybe 6
Right.
inches because of, you know, the time when those windows were built. And a lot of the windows were not different header heights. So now we want to line everything up to make it more
All right,
simple.
anybody have any comments or concerns? All right, go ahead.
We do have a letter from Stephen Nickerson at 785 Old Harbor Road. Dear Commission members, I grew up in this house built by my father. My 6 siblings and I anticipated that when the property was sold, it would likely be considered for demolition. The Harwoods, however, have indicated that they do not intend to pursue that option and instead plan to upgrade and maintain the existing structure. I feel extremely fortunate that the Harwoods are willing to save this building and allow it to exist for future generations. My siblings, my mother, and father would agree. My hope is that the commission members will feel the same way and fully support this project.
Thank you.
I'd like to add one more thing if my clients would like to add, homeowners would like to add shutters, black. That would just,
I don't think that'll be a problem.
right, just want to
All right,
inform them.
okay. Bob?
I guess I'd like to know if we have a consensus whether it's historically significant or not.
Yeah, I guess that's the issue. Does anybody feel strongly that this is historically significant?
I think the only criteria it meets is 75 years old, unless you count Steve Nickerson as a famous personage in Chatham, which I would be willing to do.
Should we give him another 25 years before we, I mean, he's still around, you know?
Well, yeah, he's on the Historical Society, too, so.
So Joe Nickerson was in fact a pretty well-known
Yes.
person in town.
Right.
And my point would be that it is on the cusp of our 75 years, so nothing feels like intensely historically significant. It's a well-built home that in another 20 years, once we get a little bit over the cusp, there's nothing that makes this home not significant. It's not, it's a nice home of its period, so
Correct.
I have no problems with these plans. However, I don't think that we should just say because it's so close and, that it's not historically significant. I think at some point, these homes, we're gonna have to figure out what historical significance is. And Joe Nickerson, in fact, of his time period, was a very well-known historian of our town. That's my point.
Robert?
I'll go either way.
Yeah, I looked at the house, and I think the point is well made about Joe Nickerson. However, the architectural style doesn't really jump out at me as historic. So,
Okay.
I agree that because of the years it's been built, it should be considered historic, but we can still pass it.
All right, we can take that motion. I'm on the edge, quite honestly, because of the Nickerson family connection and the history of it. And I think the changes that are made, are not going to affect it. This takes us to our problem, which is on our agenda of 75 years or not 75 years. And I guess the point is, from the members of the public, 75 years doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot when you consider the architecture of the town and the history. So why don't we proceed, Bob, and let's see what the membership says.
Okay. I move that the Chatham Historical Commission finds that the building located at 504 Stony Hill Road is historically significant because it is in whole or in part 75 years old or more, and it is associated with one or more historical persons or events in the social and economic history of the town, and possesses architectural value in terms of period and style.
I'll second.
Second? Okay, any other comments? All right. Going to take a quick roll call. Bob?
Yes?
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes,
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
No.
And the chair votes yes. Okay. Paper. All right, Bob.
Chatham Historical Commission also finds the proposed work to be done dated, which I'm looking for.
Will not significantly.
Got a date on it?
Date. June 12th, 2025.
Got it.
Will not materially diminish the historic significance of the building, and therefore the commission does not impose a demolition delay.
Second.
Okay, second. Any other comments? Bob?
Yes?
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
yes,
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Relative, we say it's worthy, but you're not making a mess of it. And
Right.
thank you very much.
Mr. Nickerson did add a garage over time, so we thought that would probably be
Okay,
significant.
excellent.
for us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Frank.
First time here, right?
Nope, many times before.
Okay.
2020, you came by to see
remember.
101
That's
Old
right.
Mill for the
Oh, okay.
Old Mill
the
Road.
fireplace.
Old Mill, all right, now I remember.
Chimney, right.
Frank, can I make a quick comment? Frank, sorry. I would just like to thank getting the copy of the building permit in our packet. I thought that was really helpful. And, I think they don't exist for a lot of the older homes, but seeing that evolution of the house and that building permit was really helpful to me.
Yeah, there was some research that needed to be done. There was some skewed dates and stuff, so.
Well, it was interesting to see the building permit and who authorized it. It was the select person. There was no community development department back then.
Right.
It was, hey, you met the selectman. You may have met him in the Squires and, well, I don't mean, but we didn't talk about that. Okay, different
Committee.
time.
Have a good day.
Thank you. All right, here we go. 25020, 9 Chat Harbor Lane. Got to remember what this is. This is a home, sorry?
There's a small addition on.
Yeah. This is a home, again, where there's no Form B on the property, not in the National Register District. It is on the no list, which means our preservation, when he did the, preservation consultant, when he did it, did not think it was worthy of listing. And the application, quite honestly, is for a minor addition in the back. Why don't you just introduce yourself and then give us a quick overview from your perspective.
Yeah, Thomas Moore from Moore Home Design in Brewster, representing Deb and Tim Charlebois. And we're looking to put a small addition on the back to expand their kitchen. Yeah, the original house here, which was on the left side of this front elevation, was 1947, I believe, so it puts that threshold at 78 years. There was an addition on the right that was done in 2014, 2015. Again, we're looking to do a little addition on the back. You won't see it from the front, so be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Very good. I'm always amazed when I see these applications and compare it with an application we just had, where somebody's putting a roof for their kayaks, and these people want to just expand the kitchen, and it's interesting what Chatham is becoming, or has become. Anyway, here we are. Okay, I have no problem with it. I don't know about anybody else. How do we feel? Robert?
Yep, I've,
Robert, he's Bob.
okay, good, that's great. I got it. I did visit the property, and I feel it's a nice-looking property, 1947, very nice views around there and close to the beach, but I don't find the architectural style to be historically significant.
Thank you very much. Bob?
I agree with RP.
Nancy?
I agree.
Janet?
I agree.
Steph?
I agree.
Sandy?
I agree.
All right. Okay, we'll take a quick roll call. Bob?
I move that the Chatham Historical Commission find that the building located at 50, where were we? Sorry.
9 Chatham.
9 Chatham.
Chat Harbor. 9 Chat Harbor is not historically significant because it does not meet any of the definitional criteria in section 158-2, A, B, or C of the bylaw. Therefore, the commission does not impose a demolition delay.
Second?
Okay. Any member of the public wish to speak for or against it? Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes,
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes,
Chair votes yes. Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much. Did we do, oh, okay, right, you combined it, I got you, all right. You threw me on that one. All right, I'm gonna exhale for a minute. We seem to have cleared the room. Next application, we're gonna just get this out of the way quickly. 25024 and 25025, 47 and 53 Little Beach Road. Mr. Riley, are you with us, sir? And in comes Mr. Riley. We'll do 47 first. We have to do them separately, William.
Well, the last time we were here with a different applicant, 47 was found to be not historically significant. I'm assuming that that hasn't changed, so.
Okay, again, from the public's point of view, these properties, there's no Form B, not in the National Register List District. And again, our preservation consultant concurring with Mr. Riley that these properties are not
A rare event.
historically significant. This is a part of Chatham which is changing dramatically, and maybe it's what the future holds, that everything has to move up 10 to 12 feet and to allow the water to go underneath and out. We'll see what Mother Nature has in store for it, especially this part of town, which is extremely vulnerable. And that whole area is being raised. It kind of looks like North Carolina.
Well, you know, evidence from the pictures from the last hurricane down in Florida, the homes that were elevated were fine. All the
Yeah.
other homes were destroyed. So.
Right. And it puts pressure on from a historical preservation point of view, but that's a fact of life. FEMA rules. All right, any comments or questions? I think we might have consensus here.
I just have a process question. When we were at the site visit, somebody had mentioned that this has been before us before. I think it was before I rejoined. Is that correct? But it doesn't say that it was before the commission. So I just wondered, could you summarize? Because I know that, you indicated, well, we already found it not historically significant. Little summary of what happened?
So I think that was just a mistake on my part, but
Okay.
yes, I will look into that and get you the information.
No, I think it's helpful for the public
It
to know.
is. I usually do that, but on this one I missed
I'm
it.
happy to explain.
Annie?
Okay, so
She missed it, that's two.
previously, I represented a former applicant who had owned the property for many years, and he had designs done. He also owned 46, which is across the street from 47. And that was found to be not historically significant also. And the reason that building is different is that we took that application to the Zoning Board of Appeals, and they approved the new construction, which is what you saw there yesterday, across the street from 47. The reasons, which are something of a mystery to me, the Zoning Board of Appeals had like a buyer's remorse kind of thing. We approved that? That's terrible. So they refused, they denied the application to modify these two buildings. And we actually went back at least twice to the zoning board and could not get approval, so the buildings remain the same. That owner sold them to the current owner, and here we are.
So sorry, so how long ago was that the commission approved the,
I just found it, 2019.
okay, so that's essentially expired, which is why they're back. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Bob?
I move the Chatham Historical Commission finds that the building located at 47 Little Beach Road is not historically significant because it does not meet any of the definitional criteria in section 158-2 A, B, or C of the bylaw. Therefore, the commission does not impose a demolition delay.
Second.
Okay. Any other comments? Roll call, Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes,
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Okay, next one. 25025. Does anybody have any separate comments with 25025, 53 versus 47?
No.
No, I think we could
I
proceed
don't.
then.
I was going to say ask if Mr. Riley had.
Oh, that's same history.
We could delay, gets paid by the hour. Go ahead.
I know about stuff.
All right.
I move the Chatham Historical Commission find that the building located at 53 Little Beach Road is not historically significant because it does not meet any of the definitional criteria in section 158-2 A, B, or C of the bylaw. Therefore, the commission does not impose a demolition delay.
second,
Okay, any other comments? None, thank you. Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
yes,
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
And Robert?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Okay. We have 67 School Street, fortunately, is not with us. So 504 Old Harbor Road, 25022, to be heard in accordance with Chapter 158. This structure is, there is a Form B on the property, rather imposing structure up in Old Harbor Road. And although there is no, not located in a National Register District, it is noted that it was determined to potentially be a resource in the National Register District, and it was on the survey list for having been done. Why don't you introduce yourself, sir?
Sure. My name is Patrick Ahern, architect, representing our client. And I agree, this is a really important house. We think it's kind of an icon in the community, and we feel very fortunate that we're able to be involved with this renovation and restoration of the building. If we could go to page DN, which is the first cover page. It's the next page on the second there. The one before that? This one right here. Here we go. So I'm sure all of you are familiar with the house. And one of the things that we looked at carefully was, as symmetrical as the house is in the center portion, it feels like this arm was removed at some time, although it probably was never there. And our goal is basically to match this wing on this side of the house. So it kind of completes the ensemble at the circular drive. We're also proposing to lower the berm here, so the house basically gets extended slightly, about 2 feet. And that allows us to keep the ridge height where the house is, but gives us a little more volume inside the house. And the house is also moving forward about 8 to 10 feet. So here to about here, circular driveway stays the same where it is. And as the house moves forward, then the access to the garage underneath moves forward and gets us further away from the Concom areas, and that this hardscape then gets brought in closer, tighter to the house as the house moves forward. So from the streetscape, the house will essentially look the same, with the addition of a matching wing from this side over on this side. So that's the essence of what we're doing on the main body of the house. If you go to ASV, right? Again, this is a very large parcel. It's in a 40,000 square foot zone, and we're about 42, twice as much, over twice as much the size of the lot. And so as I said, the curvilinear drive will stay. This piece gets tightened up as the house moves forward, and the house moves a little closer to the drive. There are some view corridors for the benefit of the abutter. All of those remain. There's really no change over to this area. But if we could go to ISP. This is the illustrative site plan, and this shows the Concom lines. And we're proposing a small pool and a cabana over here in new construction. And then this represents the wing that replicates this wing over here. If we go to just P1, P2, P3, just for give some more clarity, again, this is the missing arm, if you will. This is what the house looks like. This is the grade change. So this gets dropped down a little bit. If we can move it up, please. So this is where the garage is right now. So this wing stays the same. The house just gets moved forward. Further up, please. This is the current rear of the house, and what we're proposing is to introduce a curved porch between these two wings. There would be French doors here and French doors here, the curvilinear porch with a deck up above. The massing and all of this stays the same. The chimneys stay the same, which are quite nice. That helps define the center portion of the house. And if we could go to, bear with me a second.
A4?
Let's go to A1 first. All right, so here we are. This is the existing first floor. And then this is the area that we are basically matching this wing on. And then this is the new open-air porch that's nestled between the existing wings here and here. So that's the essence of the changes, really. It's the porch. There's some glazing changes, which I'll show you in a moment. And then we're basically replicating this wing. There's a single dormer here that we're making into a Nantucket dormer. I'll show you that in a moment, which then be replicated on this side. So we could go to A5. So again, these drawings are hard to follow. It was much clearer when we were on site the other day because of the way that the house angles itself out. We've cut these lines and so on, so it really doesn't give you a true understanding of the reality of what's going on, but nevertheless, I'll walk you through it. So this is the main body of the house, which is the main body of the house. And then here's where this porch is being inserted between this wing and this wing with the deck up above. We're changing some of the glazing. Again, the obvious reasons are the view and that underneath the porch will be some French doors and some French doors out to the second floor deck, which will be over in here. This piece here stays the same. The only difference is we're changing the glazing here from a plate glass window to French doors and side lights, which would also occur here and here. These dormers stay the same, they stay the same, stay the same, stay the same. This dormer stays the same, this dormer stays the same, this wing stays the same, this wing stays the same. And then this is where the angle is. So there's an existing Nantucket-esque dormer here that gets somewhat replicated over here as well. So kind of the house embraces itself, but essentially the massing from the water side is the same. The only difference is we've added the matching wing to this side as it reaches over. If we go to D5, all right, that's where we were. All right, no, that's good. Yeah, I'll go back to the other one. Is it D4? All right. So again, this is a little hard to follow in real life. It's much easier. Basically, the ridge height stays the same. We're lowering the berm here about 2 feet, and that allows us to make some adjustments to the floor height on the first floor, which is really low. It's like 7 feet 2. But essentially, when it's all put back together again, the house reads the same. All the trim is the same, the dormers are the same, everything is the same. So that's basically what we're doing.
Very nice. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't make the actual site visit, but fortunately, I've been in this house once or twice.
Good.
Previous owners. And one thing that always I enjoyed when you came up to that house is struck 1937 is another era, you know, when these kind of houses were built.
Right.
All steam heat and everything else in the house, was the fence around the front of the house.
Right.
It kind of like charmed it down.
That's right, broke the mass and scale down. So you're really focusing on just the middle of the house. The wings
right,
kind of
yeah.
go away.
You saw this white fence, you know, and it's like, you know, like somebody had an herb garden in there or something like that. But the house has a lot of history, as you notice, from the point of view of when it was built in the 30s and then bought again, you know, by the Nye family. And the Nye, interesting people. People ever think about Nickerson's, but Nye, N-Y-E, was one of the people who, families on the Cape, and especially if you go to Sandwich in that area, which happened to be developed before Chatham did, it's the Nye family, but, so it's got a lot of history, and I appreciate what you've attempted to do here. Well, I have some comments, but just quickly, let's go around the room. Robert?
Thank you. I did visit the house, and I think it's remarkable that you're able to basically preserve and enhance the frontscape, and with the modifications that all seem appropriate. And the frontscape looks terrific to me as proposed.
I appreciate that very much, thank you.
And I know that the owners have the means, and it was an option for them to tear the house down and
That's
build
correct.
the 14-foot ceilings, and I'm glad you're able to persuade them otherwise.
Thank you very much.
The seascape of the house, I find to have maybe a few 2 windows. I always say that, I suppose, but I think in view of the overall package, I wouldn't really hold it up because of that. But if the seaside could be scale down in the number of windows would be great, but it's not going to be a deal breaker for me.
Bob?
I think Mr. Wilson said two or whatever windows. I believe he means to say too many windows. And I was going to say essentially the same thing. It just almost seems like a continuous wall of windows and doors. And if it could be, in conservation, we used to say you made a window view out through a clearing. You didn't just clear all the landscape in front of you. So if you can give some consideration to that, tone it down a little bit, that'd make me feel better, but I'm not going to make that.
I mean, I think the drawings are not helpful in that regard because the drawings are flat. It makes it look very linear. Where you realize in the middle, where we have that deep porch, those doors are way, way back. So if we can go to even to that drawing.
Underneath the second floor.
Yeah, underneath the porch, right, yeah.
Porch cover. You know, no, I actually thought of that when I was looking at it the other day, that may.
Because that
you know,
doesn't really
hide
have.
those doors, if you will.
Right, so right, so it's basically, right, so if we, all these doors here are really way, way back. This is out 16 feet from the face, so they're tucked way in the shadow line and below it. So, you know, here we've got this plate glass, you know, Anderson window from 1950-something here and here. And I think having just the side lights and the mullion French doors, not just plate glass, breaks the scale down as well on those two wings, here and here and here and here. Then the rest of it, as Frank said, you know, those wings kind of fade away, even on the water side because of the angular notion. But drawing it as a drawing like this with these cut lines, I think it gives a false representation because those wings, you know, come back in on the angle. So, and then up here, we've already got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows here, and we're actually reducing it down to 3 French doors. So when you think about solid to void relationship, you know, it's really not terribly different. And then we have the railing, you know, which matches the railing that's already here on the house, which sets in front of that as well. So I think the main differential is, and I agree with you, if it was a straight flat elevation like the house you saw early on when I first got here, and it was all glass, I would agree with you, that's too much. But I think in this case where we are actually underneath this 16-foot deep porch, I think from the waterside elevation, it's going to feel very different and I think more calm.
I appreciate that explanation. I had not thought of the angle part, so if you were actually looking at it from here.
You're right.
You wouldn't see the whole
That's correct.
deal. Okay, got you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Nancy?
I have a question. I'm sorry, I wasn't able to make the site visit, or I would have asked, and it may be a silly question. A4, are the windows in the basement all below grade, or
Yes,
when you?
yes.
Oh, okay, just,
Yeah.
okay, I just.
It's just the way, again, we cut.
You're trying to show me, okay. I was assuming that, but I wanted to make sure. I thought that would look a
Somebody
little
else asked that
strange.
question on the site, so,
Yes.
yeah, no,
Okay,
that's,
thank you.
that's very important.
I think it's very, very nicely done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Janet?
I think it's very nicely done, and I agree with the comments. And I think when you see it in person and the way it curves around, it's not as imposing. The glass is not as imposing. It really isn't. I think you've done a great job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for explaining the windows, because when we first looked at it, it was like,
I understand, I know.
and I'm a chimney person. I have to thank you that nothing's happening to the chimneys.
No, that's really important. I loved exaggerated tall chimneys. Even our new houses we do the same thing. That's why we call it the new old house.
Dandy?
Patrick, nice job.
Thank you very
I do
much.
like it. The windows, I'm glad you explained the windows. Very nice.
Thank
No
you.
objection.
Oh, very good. You know, my understanding of the windows too, and I understand where you're coming from, it's just that it's, you know, they're French doors versus windows, and a little bit of different, but I appreciate it in the totality of what you're doing here. It's, you know, we don't have this in the front of the house, you know,
Right.
and those people sailing by, you know, different situation, wave.
Say hi.
Wave at the house, anyway. No, a nice job, and again, I appreciate the, being able to maintain this rather historic structure, and we've got a lot of history here, and hopefully these people will continue, to enjoy the home. Okay, guys, I think we have a consensus of what we have and what we have to do. So any other comments? If not, we'll proceed with a motion, Bob?
I move the Chatham Historical Commission finds that the building located at 504 Old Harbor Road is historically significant because it is in whole or in part 75 years old or more. And the commission also finds that it is associated with one or more historical persons or events of the town of Chatham and possesses architectural value or significance in terms of period, style, and method of construction.
Second?
All right, any other comment? Any member of the public for or against? Do we have any correspondence with this? No. Okay. Oh, please come forward. Sorry.
You gotta go right up to the microphone, sorry.
Hello, Cindy Foster, 475 Old Harbor Road, and we'd like to say we like it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
New neighbors. Okay. Anybody else? All right, we will proceed with a motion. Bob?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. We did it. All right, Bob? Nancy?
Yes?
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Thank you all. Thanks very much.
We have to do developmental delay.
It will be, say again? I'm sorry.
No,
The second half of the motion, he just.
Oh, okay, sorry about
Second
that.
half, Yeah.
Chatham
And-
Historical Commission also finds that the proposed work to be done on
504.
June 13th, 2025, will not materially diminish the historic significance of the building, and therefore the commission does not impose a demolition delay.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call. Apologize, I'm trying to move fast.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it.
Okay, Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes?
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
There will be a 2026 Preservation Awards.
We'll get it in. We'll get it in.
Well, this one, I don't know. No, it has to be done in 2025. But
No,
your Stage Harbor Road property really looks great.
thank you.
But when they walked up with all of that landscaping, I said, my God. They tore it apart and put it back together, but.
No, it looks really sweet.
Yeah, I know, I think.
Give it another, 10 months ago for the shingles to weather out. It'll look like it was the original
Yeah,
antique
no, it's
house,
a nice
even
job.
though it's not.
It's a tough one.
Thanks so
All right.
much.
And you got tough neighbors there,
Yes.
trust me. I got a lot of comments as the work was being done. What did you do? Anyway, got to crack the egg to make an omelet. Last but not least, 25023, 149, I'm going to say it right, Koch Pincut. I got it right. This is a property that is not in the National Register District, and although there's no individual Form B on the property, it's part of what's called a Form A, which is an area form, where the property as part of an area that was once considered to be nominated as a National Register District. And actually, we had tried to do that, but we did not get support from the neighbors nor some members of the commission. So it is where it is, as they say. So, introduce yourself, sir.
Yes, Mike Ford, attorney for the applicant, John Barker, architect from PSD. You're correct that This is on a Form A. If you read the listing of the various properties on the Form A, you'll find 149, and you'll find where the commission indicated that it was a reproduction constructed in 1980. That said, the owners had a picture, which is the picture in the lower right-hand corner here, of a portion of the structure that was a barn, a standalone barn that was accessory to the tennis court, which has been there for 100 years. That picture taken somewhere around 1924, we believe. And so, since your regulations require the filing of a structure that any portion of which is 75 years old, you clearly have jurisdiction on this particular project, and so we filed on that basis. That said, the owners like that original structure. You can see if you went out for the on-site or on the picture in the upper right, as to where that barn is now. It's kind of been swallowed up by all the improvements over the years, surrounded it, so it's very hard to make out, but if you have got a sharp eye, you'll see the bit of a salt box look in the back roof, and you can find it. And we walked around, and we actually showed to those that came to the on-site some of the original piers that were brick piers that are still there, stuck in between the concrete blocks that were all done in 1980, that show the outline and the foundation of the old barn. And so this project is to take all the materials off the old barn structure. They're not historic. They're all from around 1980. We don't believe there's any historic exterior materials on this property. But what they'd like to do, strip that porch off that's on the front and take the addition off that's on the back, so they've got it isolated, and then pick it up. And if you go to the site plan, not sure which number that is.
Page 2 of the PDF.
Page 2. It's a very busy site plan. I apologize for that. There's a lot going on here in terms of conservation and zoning. You'll see where it's to be located towards the tennis court. And now, rather than having both the long sides covered with other structures, they're open. And they're keeping the barn design with those dormers, if you've looked at the proposed elevations. And they're going to use it as a garage, so its use is going back to kind of a barn. The windows, we were able to look at that picture, and the windows in that picture of the original barn were 6/6s, and these will be 6/6s in the addition. So what we've done is come up with something where, even though we're taking off the siding and the roof, because that's not historic, the original frame structure, which we haven't seen all of but we know there is some original beams involved in there and an original structure, and it is the hope and desire of the owners and therefore the architects to have that moved to that location and redone there. So in essence, what we're trying to do is save the historic portion of this structure and make it more prominent and make it the lead part as you go down the hill into the property adjacent to the tennis court, which it served many years ago in that picture. So that's basically, and then a new house is kind of built around it. The rest of the structure is taken down, and there are elevations there for the rest of the house, even though they're probably not really part of your purview. We obviously wanted to file them to show you what was happening there. We think this is a project that meets not only the letter, but the spirit and intent of your demolition delay bylaw to try and identify what's historic and figure out how to save that and make it part of the redevelopment of the project. And that's what's occurring here. One thing I did want to mention, I mentioned it briefly on site, is when you get into these situations where you've got structural members that we're going to be trying to save as we pick up that section and move it, we don't really know what we're going to find until
we take things off and take a look. And I mentioned it to Jay Briggs, that it might be a good thing that once it gets picked up and moved to the new location, that before anything is done to it, that we get the building commissioner out, those from the commission that want to come out and take a look in case we've found something that needs to be replaced, or there's a rotten timber or a beam or something. Everybody's had a chance to look at it and weigh in, so that we do that before we undertake to complete it.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
because sometimes all of a sudden you get a contract.
Jay thought that was a good idea. I talked to him about it upstairs before I came down here, so
Yeah.
that's what the intention would be, so, to do that. So, I mean, John's here, he can run you through the entire project if you need to. I know many of you came out to the site, we're happy to do that. Whatever your pleasure is, Mr. Chairman, I know you were trying to get through.
Well, that's okay. No, I appreciate that. And I don't know if it is necessary, quite honestly. But I would say one thing, you're going to have a real tough job with conservation.
We realize that there's a high bar there, and we look forward to meeting it.
No, I'm looking at the very 50-foot, 100-foot lines. And
Yeah. At the end of the day, there'll be less in that 0 to 50 zone than there is today, so.
Yeah.
Not to put the conservation case in here, but,
yeah. Well, it is an issue, and, we deal with it a lot, especially when you deal with historic properties which were built, in the middle of, which is all of a sudden
Exactly.
now a flood zone.
Yeah.
Which we had in the Little Beach, It's a problem.
it's not in a velocity zone.
No.
No.
No, anyway. Well, okay, I'll go really to ask some questions on how people feel about it, and we'll start this way. Sandy?
Having been out at the site visit, thank you for saving the barn. Thank the owner for saving the barn. I'd love to rent that little cottage on the property.
Oh, the hen house?
Yes,
Yes.
love the hen house. No problem.
I also love that you're trying to save the old structure. Thank you.
I think it's a good plan. I have no questions. Having seen it, been to the site visit, fine.
I agree. Thank you for saving the old part of the house. My only regret is the loss of that rake of the roof, the salt box roof line that you can still see in the house, and it looks like it's just going to be cut off like a normal roof, correct?
Yeah, it is.
That's the only thing that I feel like it could have been, like, really reminding us of that original barn. Having said that, I would not stop the project based on that.
Is that something you could make?
I don't think the way the
I
design,
don't think the design affords for it to remain. And it,
Trying to enter, I'm on both sides with the full, it looks like needs to be full height
that's correct.
entry, so
Make the
I understand.
garage-
Yeah, it is though, you can still see that roof line in the house.
Yes.
you can.
Yeah.
We could see it at the onsite. You're
Oh,
right.
I
Yeah.
see, yeah, okay.
Prominence.
I don't hear it, if you look at H202, you can clearly see that old barn line.
Oh, okay, there you go. All right.
But,
Yeah, there it is, yeah.
yeah, and
Bob?
I'm fine with it. A very, very inventive solution, a complicated one to save that barn, so good job for PSD.
Thank you.
Robert?
Yeah, I'm probably the only one in the room, but the barn seems to be swallowed up. It's a classic. If you look at the old barn with the tennis court,
Right.
it's a classic historic-looking thing, symmetric, and looks beautiful, but it's kind of been swallowed up.
It has.
So it's, to me, on the edge of being not historically significant anymore, because it's kind of a hodgepodge and swallowed up. But that said, I think it's been a great thing that you're saving the barn. I agree with all the members.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Okay.
I just want to say that I tried to enter Coach into my car. It's on. I just turned it on. And my car would not accept Cochapennicate. I got so many different cars, so many different roads, never got Cochapennicate.
Did you put it in by typing or say the word?
Saying,
Yeah, good luck on that. I finally gave up.
Oh, I did. I said, I know where that is. I
It's
don't-
There was a former member of the commission, Don Aikman, bless him, and he always could pronounce it. I never could get it right. But I did it right, because I put here and I put lines, Koch, It's the only way I could do it. Anyway,
It did used to roll off Don's tongue, yeah.
it's interesting, I don't know the origin of that word. Nancy? Yeah, but it must mean something, but what does it mean? Well, anyway, we're getting off track. Okay, I think we have consensus, so, Bob?
I move the Chatham Historical Commission find that the building located at, hold on, I got leg cramp, 149 Cutch-Pinnicut Road is historically significant because it's in whole or part 75 years old or more, and it is associated with one or more historical persons or events in the town of Chatham, and it possesses architectural value or significance in terms of period, style, method of construction.
Okay, no comments? Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes, do you want a
Robert?
second for that? Yeah,
Oh, I thought I did.
okay.
Robert?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Okay, one more.
Chatham Historical Commission also finds that the proposed work to be done, after I put that away. June 16th, 2025, will not materially diminish the historic significance of the building, and therefore the commission does not impose a demolition delay.
I'll second.
Any other, we have any correspondence? None? Anybody wish to speak for or against the application? Seeing none? Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes,
Robert?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Thank you very much.
Thank
Sorry-
you.
Sorry to make you last, but,
Oh, that's quite all right.
boy, we're going to get congratulations to the members of the commission to put up with me
Well,
talking
You were
so
so stern on that warning that you were going to disappear at 12:30 that everybody was afraid to give their full presentation. Mr. Chairman.
good. Try it more often.
Mike, is that because I was going to be in charge?
Yeah, that's right.
Nice to see you there, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, congratulate yourself. Okay, we have a couple of things we have to do. Okay, we just agreed the minutes we'll get the next time. We'll get a double header. There we go. Okay, reorganization of the board, of the commission, I guess, reorganization of the commission. We're at that time. I believe everybody has been sworn in, and Robert is yet to be appointed. Is that what's for the permanent position?
Yes, I believe the selectmen are meeting tonight on that matter, and then next
Yeah.
meeting it will be all set.
And you could serve because technically your appointment is as good by a certain date or until someone else is sworn in. So I had to ask that question. I didn't want to make it not be a member. Okay, and again, thank you again, Sandy, for hanging in there for another year. And we do need to, I just want to point out is we need a couple of people, to come step on board. And I'm speaking to the public. There's nobody in the room anymore, but I guess I'm speaking to the internet, or the Ethernet. But we do have two open positions, and I believe, it's a good commission, and I think we try. We're never 100% successful, but
Frank, if I'm not mistaken, I'm stepping back as an alternate and RP is coming forward.
yes.
Oh, okay, and Robert Stevens, so I'm the Robert Stevens is staying on as a board member, right?
Robert Stevens staying on as a board member.
Okay,
yes.
so I'm the alternate,
You're the alternate.
but not today.
You're the only alternate, so yes, we have one alternate position
No,
available.
you have two alternates today.
No, because she's an alternate.
Oh, after this meeting, yes.
After this meeting, we have,
Okay.
today we have two alternates,
Okay,
because he hasn't had his confirmation yet.
okay.
Okay. But trust me, I was confused because I said, all right, wait a second, if the people didn't get sworn in, we're not gonna have a quorum, so, all right, here we go. So, we need to appoint a chair, vice chair, and a clerk. I know I keep saying it, but for some reason, in conversations with the vice chair and with the boss, better known as my wife, you know, if you will have me, I will stay on for another year. There's a couple of things that I have left that I'd like to accomplish as chair. I think, Bob, what'd you call them? You call them ancillary or?
Ancillary activities.
Ancillary stuff. I said, Bob, you would like to be chair? He says, well, you got a lot of ancillary stuff, so. And I guess my feeling is that, you know, we do a lot of things in addition to the 158. Anyway, I'm sorry, yes.
I'd like to make a nomination that we keep the board as it is.
Oh, okay. That make it simple?
but there's, yeah.
Second that. Mm-hmm.
All right, any member of the public? Okay. So we're talking myself as chair, Bob as vice chair, and Nancy as clerk. Okay, go ahead. Bob?
Vote, we are?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Okay, very good. The other thing we need to do, take a formal vote on, is Stephanie Hamilton is graduating after 3 years on the Community Preservation Committee, and I want to thank you for your time and your, you know, effectively when they established the Community Preservation Committee, there's members from certain boards and commission, and the Historical Commission is one of it. The Historical Commission is probably the more important representative because an allocation of funds is necessary representing historic preservation. And I'd like to nominate, and I asked Nancy to take that position. She's been around the block as far as historic preservation, and I think she could do a good job. Nancy?
Yes, I'd be delighted. I think I can fit it into my schedule. I have an interest. I would be happy to represent you.
Good. Any
I
other
would be happy to have somebody else take over the signs program. Robert Wilson. I haven't talked to you about it yet. But anyways, I would like to maybe pass that along. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that. All right, very good. All right, vote. Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes?
Steph?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. There's one other thing we do from a Brigade Auctions point of view, and I've been advertising it a couple of times today, and that's the Preservation Awards. We do it every other year, and 2026 would be the year we do it, which means we should start to assemble applications, and if you could put the letter together?
Sure, yes, I have quite a list of people that want to submit, so, which is different from last time. I had to
Which-
kind of go out and scout when everyone else did, but we have quite a list.
Which may be an issue, because when we switched, or when the town of Chatham, specifically Ms. Donovan, Katie Donovan, agreed that the town would absorb part of the cost, the minimal cost for the plaques, I think we limited it to 6. But I have to have a conversation, because I think we've got a number of really worthwhile applications, potential applications this year.
We've had more than 6 before.
Yes, we have, but I think they're trying to keep it low, but, I mean, we can manage it, and anyway, I'll have a conversation with Katie directly, and hopefully we'll get, because I'm thinking of, shouldn't vote against, but, you know, one of the projects Patrick did on State Job Road came out really nice, and there are a number of other ones that potentially could be recognized. And I guess I will continue as I'm vice chair of the committee, or chair of the committee, I forget. I guess I am chair, right, of the committee. Son of a gun. I thought I got rid of that one. But Janet has agreed to serve with me. And, you know, actually, it's something we should talk about when we meet as the committee, is we have 6 members, 2 from the Historical Commission, 2 from the HBDC, 2 from the Historical Society. We always had a 7th. In other words, it wouldn't be a tie. And it was an at-large member And the member used to be John Whalen for many years. And so you put your thinking cap on. If you know somebody who potentially, quite honestly, I thought of Ellen Briggs because she's very involved in preservations, but I know she's a busy lady. But think about it. I don't want to make any decisions, or it's not my decision. But if you know, it would be good to get another member on the committee. We able to cloud Mr. Kevin Wright's perspective. He's the chairman, or at least not the chairman, but he has absorbed a lot of the administrative stuff in that we hold the presentation at the Historical Society, and that's worked out quite well. We used to, the first one I attended, we did at Chatham Bars Inn. It was attended by hundreds of people. It was, free hors d'oeuvres at Chatham Bars Inn. So we kept lowering and lowering. We never got to Quasit, but, and we had the Wayside Inn for a while when David Oppenheimer was running it, but now they changed ownership. They don't want to talk to me. Anyway, so.
We're down to peanut butter and crackers.
That's right. All right, I don't think we did it, guys. Very quickly, I'm going to run through a couple of things. The ZBA is meeting this Thursday at 2:00 to proceed on the evaluation of the special permit of the West Chatham Housing Development. This is a comprehensive permit. This is a very critical meeting, and you have in your packet a letter from, and in fact, it's on the agenda for correspondence from Mr. Rick Levitt, and he's one of the abutters and other people who has suggested an alternate configuration, effectively removing those large houses on the back. What the problem is these people have, all of a sudden, they're gonna have these three-story buildings in their face, and they have their revised site plan number 2, and that's their alternate. And interesting enough, that one and the other alternative, which is Exhibit C in your correspondence, the planning, not the planning board, the planning board has actually looked at it and thought it was a good idea. The ZBA seems to be actively thinking about it or considering it, but it's up to the ZBA. Well, it's not up to the ZBA. The ZBA can put certain conditions on an application because it's a 40B housing development, which bypasses a lot of the boards and commissions. I'm not sure what's going to happen. The applicant, Pemrose, had an opportunity to change it. They didn't. They made minor changes. The community house, which was that big building on the street, they did reduce the size of it. They took the gym out, but it's still there. So I don't know what's going to happen. I hope to attend myself personally, but we'll see. But anyway, that's just something you should be aware of it. The second item, rules and regulation, we want to get the town council to give us some guidance relative to designation of historical significance. We've been unable to set a meeting up, but
There's an email out that we're requesting a date to meet, so I haven't heard.
So rather than having him come address the full board, I'm going to start it off by asking him that Bob and I, Chair and Vice Chair Bob, meet with him just to let him know what it is we're trying to do. And then once he can evaluate it, then maybe we'll have him back to discuss it before the full board. All right? I'm still waiting for Mass Historic. I wrote a quick letter, and then I realized I didn't like the letter. And so luckily, we saved it from the mailbox. And so please throw that out. I'm going to rewrite it. I realized that the letter was a little too curt, like, hey, what are you doing? I know, say again? Say again?
Send it. I mean, we've been waiting a long time.
Yeah, I know, but
You don't want to alienate them.
I don't want to alienate the head of the Mass Historic Commission. There's some wise guy in Chatham saying, hey, hey, buddy, what's going on? Anyway, so I pulled the letter. And because she did that, you could eliminate the two negatives. Okay. All right, the Form Bs,
It's still on hold. We'll talk to Eric Dre soon. We're working on the same
okay?
proposal.
So we're moving ahead. I won't even say demolition by neglect. I have to do something about that, but we'll talk about it at another time. There's nothing much to add. Last but not least, the boathouse. I found a picture in my gallery of my boat in 2006, when I first bought this new boat. And there's a beautiful picture of my boat at its mooring at Stage Harbor, and right behind it was the boathouse before it was moved. And it brought back the memory, so it is coming back. The pilings are being put in, and it's planned in the fall, September or October, to float it back to Chatham. Now, having said that, we took an action, this board took an action to actually prepare a Form B on the property. And Eric Dre did a draft Form B. We did not submit the Form B to Mass Historic because at the time, the town really didn't want it to be listed on the National Register until, you know, it was one of those things where I just said, okay, we backed away. But now that it's, and Eric Dre also said, Frank, by submitting for Mass Historic in terms of eligibility as a National Register building, it's better if it's in the, you can't say the Chatham building in Quincy, So once it comes back, or what I'd like to do is I'll talk to Katie again, and I'd like to dust off that draft Form B and submit it to Mass Historic, and at the same time, we can discuss it as a board and determine whether we would like to submit it for a determination of eligibility of the boathouse. The other boathouse is the one in Quincy, not Quincy, the one in, I can't remember the name, the one in Nantucket, and there's one on the Vineyard, which also, I can't remember the name of the town it's in, but also those two boathouses are on the National Register, and they're both used for upwelling or anything related to the fishing industry. Well, it's kind of interesting, for Cape Cod. The other correspondence, that you have is Sarah Korjev's comment on 67 School Street. I'd like to continue that process. I think it works when we get an application in the National Register District that potentially could be referred to the Cape Cod Commission to move things along, rather than have them come to us and then we say, well, we're gonna ask Sarah Korjev for his comment. I kind of preemptively asked Sarah for her comments. And I think the fact that Sarah gave her comments was the applicant on 67 School Street better think twice about what they're proposing. So I think it works. On the chairman's report, I think I've said it all, except that it's important, 75 Hallway Street, which we did refer to the Cape Cod Commission. I think this is the first one we did something in 4 or 5 years. They have indicated they were going to withdraw their application, correct? Mm-hmm. And so they need to submit to the Cape Cod Commission a formal request to withdraw their application. Actually, I don't think they even made an application. I don't know what happened. But they'll have to come back to us with a new application to the Historical Commission. Mm-hmm. The applicant said, well, we don't have to do that. Well, the answer is yes, you do, because we made a determination, and once we make a determination, that's it. We can't withdraw a determination. So there will be a new application for 75 Hallway, hopefully taking Sarah Korjev's comments and try to keep it at one level, not make it a two-story building. One thing about that, which was a positive from my perspective, I alerted the applicant that we passed, this board, passed a ZBA, or encouraged a ZBA bylaw, which provided when when a property is considered historically significant by the commission, you're able to get additional coverage. Remember that? And side lot. And they didn't know that. And as a result of that, I think they're gonna be able to meet their family needs, but not go up 2 stories, but just add an addition on the back of the house. So hopefully that'll work out. It'll be the first time our bylaw actually is applied. Enough. 12 o'clock, boy, get an attaboy for this one.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I assume there's no
Second.
discussion?
Second.
Bob?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Steph?
Yes?
Janet?
Yes.
Sandy, did I get, I'm
Yes.
sorry about that, Sandy? And Robert?
Yes?
And the chair votes yes. Thank you very much, guys. Good job, thank you.